Good morning. Happy Stampers. This is Kate with Kate's Paper Creations. I'm here to share another beautiful card with you today. This is the card we're going to be making, and we're going to be using the Special Moments stamp set, for the sentiment, using that lovely happy birthday. And then I'm also going to be using the butterflies and flowers layering masks again today, focusing on the butterfly mask and what we can do with it. In the past, I have shown a couple of videos showing some of the samples. So this is the flower one here, and without layering it, just doing it so you can see the different shapes. And it's designed for this to layer over that. Okay. Then here is the butterfly made the way it's designed, this one here, with this layering over the open section. And then this is one of the backgrounds here. And this is one of the backgrounds. It's kind of a vine kind of thing. And this is one of the backgrounds. And then here there's a flower, and here there's a flower, and they're designed to layer onto each other. And when you do that, it creates this little design. Isn't that cute? And then I thought, well, it'd be fun to see what happens if I do the open one with a light color. And that is the case. You're going to always want to use your lightest color first. So do the background with the lightest color, and then this one, instead of lining it up like I did on this, offset it and see what happens. So this is what happened when I offset it. And I don't know if you can see it, but it almost makes it look like there's layers there. And I thought it turned out kind of neat. So there's a technique you can maybe give a try. Huh? Okay, let's get started with our get the butterfly one out first. These are the masks I created. I created 3 masks to use with this card. And I just used the open part of the butterfly, and I didn't worry about getting the tail or the antennas when I cut them out. I didn't need that part of it. I just wanted to be able to overlap and mask the mask. So that's what I'm doing there. So I stamped and cut out 3 of those. And as I've said before in previous videos, when I make a mask like this, I keep it and I just put it right in the case with the whatever I'm using them for. In this case, right in this case with the masks, because then I've got them to reuse and I don't have to stamp and cut out again and again and again. So I save those, but we're going to be using those. I am making a slimline card. We have slimline envelopes in the new mini catalog. They come in 3 colors. And let me just get you one of those to show you. So they're really, really nice. This is white, and then I believe they have kind of a gray and then a succulent, soft succulent color. And on the inside they have this lovely design. And they are designed to put a 3.5 by 8.5 slimline card, which is the standard slimline card size. You can make them a little bit bigger if you're using a number 10 envelope. You can make smaller. You can make mini slimline cards. It's up to you. But anyway, there's the envelopes, and they are available in the current mini catalog. Okay, so this piece was cut to become a 3.5, I believe. Let me double check my measurements. Yes, 3.5 by 8.5 base card. It's cut from Whisper White Thick. And I do want to remind you that on my blog, I don't have the page here handy, but I created a slimline card information sheet. And it talks all about how to make the slim cards, what sizes, and how to do that, matting. Also, there at the very end of the article, it shows you some pictures, how to cut the envelopes and all of that. And at the end of the article, there's a kind of a quote-unquote formula that will work to create envelopes for any size card, slimline card you would make. So I encourage you to check out my blog. It's at katespapercreations.org. In the right-hand column is a section called Pages, and there you will find a Slimline Cards information sheet that you can bring up. Okay, on with the business. So when I am using these dies, I want to make sure that nothing moves around, because if it starts moving around, it's not going to look nice. It's going to create shadows and things that you might not want. Okay, so I am taping down my card. And then I will also be taping down my stencils as well. And this first butterfly is going to kind of just come off the page. This is my design. You can choose to orient your butterflies however you choose. It does look good when you take an image a little bit off the edge of the card sometimes. So that's what I'm going to do with this one. I'm going to do the base here, and I'm going to tape down my stencil. And then over here on this side, I don't want ink to get off of the edge, and I get kind of crazy when I am using my blending brushes. So I'm going to take a couple of sticky notes and I'm going to stick them on here. Just like this, to keep me from going off onto the page. You can see I've already used this once before, and I left the washi tape on here that protects me from going up into that flower. Now I'm going to add some down here. I get my washi tape out of the dollar bin at like Michael's. They have dollar bins there, and quite often washi tapes will end up in there, and because this is what I use them for, I pick up a couple of rolls of it and just keep it around because it comes in handy for a lot of different things. Okay, so there we got it all set to go. Now we just need our blending brushes. Oh, I gotta get a couple of them here. Hold on. Okay, so I forgot to get my blending brushes down. Okay, so this one is going to start out being Highland Heather. It's going to be my first color. Again, it's the lighter color. And we're going to ink up the brush. And I started over there and then come over here. I went and thoroughly cleaned my brushes the other day. Soaked them in a bowl of some soapy warm water and really cleaned them well. They were starting to get a little bit too dirty for me. Usually I just wipe them off on a baby wipe or a chamois cloth. Something I've discovered, if you want to get good color around the edges of your mask, it works really well to go towards those edges. That's another reason why I mask off so well. And it just depends on how dark you want it. That's a choice. And I'm happy with that. Okay, and then the next color I used, I'm going to close that up. And the next color I used for the design part of the butterfly is going to be Misty Moonlight. So now I need to lift this up. I'll save those to reuse. Peel up the washi tape here. Something you can do if you're careful, you can just lift it up, make sure you've got good coloring, and as long as you do, you're good to go. I do typically try to clean the mask between each use because it can get kind of messy and leave ink where you don't want it. So I will just bring in a baby wipe and I just wipe it down a little bit. If it gets too moist, you can, and you want to reuse it right away, I have lint-free microcloths that I use. Now I'm going to take this tape, this washi tape, off of the butterfly design. I'm going to just stick it here and save it because I'm going to reuse it. Don't have to throw it away every time. I'll probably be bringing that back again here in a minute anyway. And now I'm going to line up. Let's take these off too. The design with the base that I just inked, and I just need to kind of get some lighting here so I could see it a little bit better. There we go. Get it lined up. It's not hard to see the background at all. Get it where I want it. That looks good right there. Now something I'm going to do here is I'm going to put tape at the top of this. Yes, you can see it across the top like this, and you'll see why in just a minute. Now I'm going to tape off here. Actually, you probably could just use these sticky notes to keep from getting ink up into the other butterfly piece. So that blocks that off. And then, because I am crazy, I'm going to put one here. And I'm going to put one here. Okay, now I am going to open up this Misty Moonlight. Set that brush aside, and now you do have to be careful what colors you choose to blend over the top of each other. Play with them a little bit on the side first, because sometimes the colors don't look good together. They come out really muddy. So you want to be careful what colors you choose. That's definitely. Oops, the washi tape stuck in there. That's probably not smart. There we go. Put that aside. So now here's why I put this tape up at the top, because now I can lift this off, and I can lift this up, and I can make sure I've gotten ink everywhere I want it, and I did, so I don't have to worry. But if you hadn't, you could lay it back down and it'd still be exactly where you needed it, and you could do more inking. So that's why I do that little bit at the top like that. Okay, so there's butterfly number 1. Let me clean this mask. And we'll dry it off a little bit. And now we're going to do butterfly number 2. And we're back to the base. And before I do that, put this on, I need to put a mask on. And on the butterfly, not on my face. You almost have to specify anymore, huh? So we're gonna, I'm just adding some new removable adhesive to this butterfly so it'll stick really well after I've used it a few times. Now I always cut my masks like this, these paper masks, just a fraction of an inch smaller than the original, so that when you lay it down, you will have a fraction of an inch showing. And the reason I do that is because then you don't have those white spaces between where you've, between your mask, between your new image and the previous image. You don't have those white spaces, which I don't like. The whole idea is to make it look like they're overlapping. Okay, I'm going to do this one kind of this way. Again, it's got that washi tape at the top. And we're going to bring in those sticky notes again. And we're going to sticky note off the inside of the butterfly, or the other butterfly part. And then I'm going to put some here. And I'm going to put one over here. Okay, for this one, the 2 colors, I'm going to start with Daffodil Delight. And looks funny where you got the mask, but don't worry, that's going away. Remember, we're going to lift that up. And you don't have to be like super perfect with your coloring. It's okay if it has shading and variations in it. That's kind of the beautiful part of using blender brushes. So there's my base part of my butterfly. I'm going to peel these off and just lift it up. I don't want it to move. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Now, I don't want this to move because I'm going to keep this and put another image over the top of it. And so I picked up one of the background images, and you could use any of them, but I used this one. And I'm just going to lay it over the top of that butterfly, just like that, and add some more washi tape to hold it in place. And again, you've got lots of room, so I'm going to make it just a little bit higher than the other one. I'm going to put those at the top, just like that. And I'm going to come back and put these back on underneath here. And yeah, I might be using a lot of sticky notes, but you know what? They're reusable. So I'm going to do it. Here we go. Okay, now I'm going to put that down. We'll close up Daffodil Delight, and we'll bring in Mango Melody. I just love this orange. It's so beautiful. And you could probably use the same brush if you weren't doing multiples, but I plan on making some more, so I don't want to get my brush, change the color of my brush. So this is the Mango Melody. And again, just brush over it until you've got the color all the way where you need it. The mask behind the mask. So we're masking the mask, the mask. Here we go. Now I can lift it up and see. Oh, I think I need a little more color. So I'm going to put some more in. And we'll look again. It's getting there. I think I still need some more up in here. Oops, bumped my camera. Sorry about that. Yes, I'm happy with that. So now I'm done with this mask. I could just peel it up. I'll set it aside and clean it up later. And we'll lift up these for reusing. We'll stack them over here, because we've got one more butterfly to make yet. And we'll pick that up and pick this up. And there's butterfly number 2. Isn't that awesome? This is so fun. Now we're going to do butterfly number 3. And I'm going to have him, it, the one. I think I'm going to go this way on this one. Before I put it down, I want to put my mask on this butterfly here. Just like that. Then I'm going to decide on where I want this guy to go. I think about like so. Maybe off just a little bit. Put down those 2 top pieces. That holds it in place. And let's put away Mango Melody. And for this last one, the light color is Soft Succulent. Don't know if any of you have not noticed before, but when you want to open these stamp cases, one of the easy ways is this is the front. You can see the little groove there, and this is the back. I just grab it by the back in the middle with my thumb, squeeze, and it pops it up, and then you can get it open, in case you haven't seen that before. Okay, so here's my brush and my Soft Succulent, and we're going to do this butterfly, but I got to put on my masks over my masks to keep myself from going where I don't want to go. Okay, here we go. Let's go again. Okay, so here is the Soft Succulent. And that's what's so cool about this set, is it's just so fun to play with. So many different kinds of designs that you can get from it. That's going to be interesting coloring. It's okay. I like it. Okay, so there's this soft succulent. And then for the design layer, we'll take these off. Well, we can leave these on. I wasn't thinking. We can just leave those on. Because for the design layer, I'm going to bring in this flower design. And I'm going to use the thinner design part. And I'm just going to decide how I want to place it on here. And I think about like that works the best for me. So then I need to fasten it down so it doesn't move, and I'm just going to put a strip across the top again in case I need to lift it up. Open up that evening evergreen and bring in the brush for that, and away we go. Takes a while to get ink flowing again in these. Okay, let's peek. Looking pretty good, pretty good. I think that part looks good enough for me. I can peel this up, set it aside to clean up later, and I'm going to come back with my soft succulent here because I really don't care for this look that I got over here. I'm going to see if I can't smooth it out just a little bit. It's going to have to be what it is. It's going to have to be good enough. Have to be more careful on the next one. Okay, so let's peel all of this up. I can save these, like I say, to use again. And we'll peel this one up and set it aside to clean up later. And there, yeah, the 3 butterflies. Aren't they lovely? Just so much fun. Now, the reason I have 3 of these masks is because I want to come back and I'm going to add, center it on there as best I can. I'm going to add the splatters. And to do that, I didn't want splatters on the butterflies. So I made masks for all 3 of them so I could cover them up to keep them from getting splattered. Now, I wasn't worried about the body parts. That's not going to be a big deal. Oopsie. Get that on there. There we go. Okay, then to do my splatters, I just took a clear block and I squirted a little bit of water on it, just a spritz, and a couple drops of re-inker, and this is the polished pink re-inker. And then just get myself a brush. Now when you're splattering, splatter goes everywhere and you don't even realize it. I mean, it will fly everywhere. So I want to make sure I don't have anything around my work surface. And I'm going to take the washi tape off of the top corners here a little bit, peel it back if I can get a hold of it. There we go. Because I don't want the corners to get left out when I do my washi tape. There we go. Okay, so then I just get this on my brush and make sure it's kind of wet. And then you're just gonna tap it on your finger. The farther away you are, the smaller your splatters will be. The closer you are, the bigger your splatters will be. So it depends on what you want to accomplish. Need a little more water. Not quite wet enough. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Splattering nicely. And that's enough. We'll set that aside and wash it up later. Now I can peel off my masks. And there's the splattered background. And then I stamped the sentiment. I have to get it out. Happy birthday. I love the font on this. It's very pretty. And we'll get a block and stick it on there. And I stamped the sentiment with the Misty Moonlight. and it stands out very nicely. I have a tendency to put my sentiments on my blocks at an angle, because then I'm not using the edges of my block necessarily for keeping it straight. This way I have to think about how I'm placing it, and I don't know, it just seems to work better for me. You'll have to give it a try. So there's the happy birthday. Now I did go back, and you're not going to have to watch all of this, but I did come back with my Wink of Stella, and I colored all of the darker accents with Wink of Stella, and I'm hoping there you can see it a little bit on the blue and purple, the yellow, there you go, and then on the green one, see there, the sparkle? So that's what I'm going to do now, is I'm going to go back and do that. And then I will make an envelope, or I might just use one of the ones from Stampin' Up, the beautiful white one. I could put one of these butterflies on that envelope, and oh, what a wonderful idea. And then that'll look so pretty. I can put one on here over in this corner and still have room for the address and everything, and it'll match the card. Neat idea. So glad I was talking to you and could figure that out. Sometimes ideas just flow, don't they? They come to your mind and you go, oh, I should do that. So I love it. I'm going to do it right now. Tape down my envelope so it doesn't get away from me. Where's my butterfly? I think it's going to sit here just like that. What color should I do it? Oh, I think I'll stick with my Highland Heather one. That's going to be this color. Where's my... Don't get in a hurry. Take time. Put down your masks, or you won't be happy with yourself. There we go. And it is rather convenient to have envelopes available now in our Stampin' Up! Catalog for these cards, because they are kind of a craze right now. There's a lot of that going on. Okay, and then we will check and see. Yep, I'm happy with that. Okay, I'm not going to clean it in between because it's going to go up above here and it's going to be fine. I'm going to just line up my design, get the middle of my butterfly where he belongs. I think that'll work. Put it back down. We'll mask off the top part and the side and the side. And we'll bring back the Misty Moonlight and add that. Keep bumping my cord today. I need to put it in a better place, obviously. Let's see, am I happy with this? Let me see. Yes, I am. There we go. Now my envelope is ready to be enjoyed as well. Look at that. We're all set. Get that in the mail to somebody for their birthday. I appreciate you stopping by. Do check out my blog where I have all that information about slimline cards and how to make them and how to make envelopes for them from your designer series papers. And if you're there, maybe you'd consider subscribing, because I'm going to be adding more informational pages in the future, things about the inks and how they work and what you can do with them, things about the papers, what their weights are and how to use them. All kinds of stuff are coming up. So you'll want to subscribe to my blog when you're there as well. Thanks again for stopping by, and you have a great day.